Upon the shores of Bronzeguard, within the lands of the Lower Vale, a lone knight rises with a banner of his own. Sleepless nights have given way to dreams of a purple haze and a silver star that crashes over the night sky, of castle walls and mountains bathed in silver light, and of a lone warrior painted in midnight violet. That man is Ser Lance of House Castlyne, and so he has taken up the silver star and the violet helm of his dreams as his personal sigil, lads, and he has named himself Ser Lance of House Castlyne. He sets off as a party of one, a man of his own means and his own making. He seeks to raise the greatest order of knights that the realm has ever seen, knights of destiny. While their path remains unclear, one thing remains certain, that destiny lies above. But anyway, lads, welcome back at long last to Crusader Kings 3, a Game of Thrones mod. I am your Lord Commander, and join me in our newest adventure, following the Knights of Destiny. This is our man, Captain Lance Castlyne. God, I love him. He looks really cool. Now, unfortunately, there is no strong seed that allows for, like, steely gray hair. So I've had to I'm going to try and just make it happen on my own. We'll just see what happens. But we are starting off here in the lands of Bronzeguard. We are a Lower Valeman and a, Faith of the Old and the New. Because we're over here in Runestone. Actually, we're going to say that, like, Bronzeguard is actually our place of birth. So we can go ahead and choose that. Set birthplace. Thanks a ton. Perfect. So we were born in Bronzeguard, or, you know, around the area of Bronzeguard. We can even say we were born at Bronzeley. I guess that's fine. I don't really care. Whatever. Either way, lads, our journey begins anew. I absolutely love it. So we're going to begin a search for a maester. Choose our patron aspect to be... Actually, I was thinking the father for the diplomacy. You know, yeah, I feel like that's fine, honestly. Our lifestyle focus is actually going to be on diplomacy. Carry the banner of others, make sure your name is known. Fuck yeah. We're out here trying to raise a noble house of our own. We do have Heart of the Family. And obviously we're going to try and shoot for Groom to Rule as well as defensive negotiations. But essentially trying to make a name for ourselves. This is the beginning of our legacy. Now, we're not the greatest of warriors. We ourselves are pretty trained and a formidable fighter. However, we are known for our swift negotiations and our you know, diplomacy, our intermediary skills and everything like that. We're not out here trying to wage wars, but out here trying to stop senseless violence at the same time, you know? So we're trying to make ourselves into some pretty courtly knights, pretty, you know, pretty honorable people, I do believe, which I think is going to be pretty interesting. But anyway, we are a knight, we are intelligent as well, so having that extra boost in skills just kind of helps out. And then again for diligence, giving us that +2 to diplomacy and +3 to the stewardship, as well as an increase to our martial skills. And then obviously being brave will just help out a ton with winning fights early on. Now I will say, we are out here kind of doing whatever the hell we want. There's not much that we can do, unfortunately. We can go recruiting, but we don't have any money. Oh, we do have money. Never mind. I lied. I'm a liar. All right, let's go ahead and build our... Oh, I can't. I'm broke. All right. Well, our adventure begins, lads, and we have absolutely nothing. We have no men at arms, no gold, nothing. Just one man out here on his own getting shit done. So we're gonna kick it off, see if we can't get some jobs done, I guess. We're gonna go for success chance, especially considering it's just us and a wandering acolyte. His name is Gawain, but he's kind of a piece of shit, so that sucks. Hey, look, we do have 2 people. That's right, I forgot about that. Oh, I gained the name Wolfslayer. That's awesome. New nickname, the Wolf Slayer. Captain Lance, you are known across the land as the one who bravely slew a vicious, angry wolf in camp. That's pretty kick-ass. Not bad. Not bad, lads. Follower gains nickname Gwaine the Craven. Oh, lord. That's supposed to be our maester, too. That's kind of shit. Seize the moment. Alright, we have 5. No. We're gonna have to wait it out. At least a little bit. Starving soldiers. Ooh, Alaric the Compassionate joins. He's a bit gluttonous, though, isn't he? Sure, we could use another blade. He got a haircut when he joined us. It's pretty cool. He's the outcast here. Put us up to 96. Not bad. Without friends or protection, I am interrupted from my stroll near the pavilion by the approach of a nervous stranger, a woman who introduces herself as Seren, and is clearly as alien to the etchings as I. Lord, I find myself ill at ease in these lands, and I had hoped that so worldly a man as yourself might prove willing to take in a homeless disciple of the Golden Gardens. Interesting. Momentarily, she pauses, steeling herself for a clearly expected rejection. I understand if you've already too many people to care for, but if you'll have me, I'll serve you loyally for all of your days. Seren. She's generous, which is apparently a sin to her own faith, but she's also an architect. Ooh, sure, dude. I don't mind that. Fuck yeah, dude. You took Seren on the adventure of a lifetime. That's pretty cool. She's from Mir, so that's awesome. She's kind of hot too. Could we have found our bride already, or our potential spouse? That's interesting. Who knows, lads? Who knows? Wrestle for it. Simon's most recent foe slumps down, panting and defeated. Wrestling is a fairly popular sport amongst most mercenaries, for obvious reasons, but Simon pursues it like it's an art form. I sometimes wonder if he wouldn't prefer to fight bare-handed, needing no other weapon. The man sees my pondering look and raises his fists in a polite yet mocking jest. Well, Lance, how about it? Interesting. Brave words for an imminent loser. I lost. Okay. Good job, buddy. Alright. We've got 10. Let's execute with confidence. Nice. Very nice. We have a long path ahead of us, lads. Now let us return home and be about it then. Yeah? Rescue a fair subject, hard muscle, and then improvise spycraft. I'm not doing that. Oh, shit. Rescue a fair subject. Support a faction. Hobnob with ruler. Yeah, not bad. Hobnob. That's a funny word. Interesting, lads. Very interesting. Lord Robin and Lord Elbert of Goldview. I see. Yeah. Here's what I'm thinking. Let us purchase build the barber's tent. Get that constructed. And then we can be on our way, lads. Let's go rescue a fair subject. Travel to accept. Interesting. Yeah, we're going to do a balanced approach here. Alaric the Compassionate. A well-oiled machine. Do you need another hand? We're out here getting shit done. Nice. And we have a diplomacy perk, which is awesome. Contract prestige rewards. Befriend schemes. Groom to rule. We definitely want Groom to rule. But I would love to start off with a known name. Just kind of adding to the roleplay of, like, building a name for ourselves as House Castlyne, which I think is going to be pretty interesting. Nice, Barber's Tent was completed. Now we're making passive income. Not bad. Alright, let's seize the moment. Very nice. She's got some decent stats, too. We do not have to part ways, lady. Nah, never mind. We'll let her be. We'll let her be. That's fine. Nice. Not bad. We didn't get a whole lot of gold from that, did we? I thought for sure we got paid. Did we not get any fucking gold for that? That's so shit. Whatever, dude. 54 gold for this contract. Alright, let's do a balanced approach here. And be on our way. Romance, declaration of love. What did I say? As I push aside the sheets to lay down, I find a little scroll resting on my bolster. Someone has entered my tent unnoticed. A chill runs down my spine as I carefully unroll the thick parchment. My noble Lionheart, lord of my heart, I can keep my feelings secret no longer. From this day on, I will do everything in my power to prove my loyal affections. We will see each other soon. Until then, dream of me, my love. Eternally yours, Seren. I think that's pretty kick-ass. She is paranoid, which is interesting. Seren, huh? See, now here's the thing. I'm totally down to just kind of, like, live and let live. Like, let's let it happen. You know? Damn, he's really only 21, huh? Because I don't see why it would be an issue if we had children together, the two of us. I think it makes for a pretty decent story. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to get married right off the bat. And if I did, I was going to be shooting for, like, the hand of some daughter or some noble's daughter. Nah, I'm good. Sorry, lady. We could be friends, but that's about it. Our destiny lies above, lads. Destiny above. Means to an end. I quite enjoy this life. Best keep my options open, and we get flexible leader. Kick ass, dude. Second in command. Ooh. Average, average. Simon. I think Simon is the best bet here. Nice. And execute with confidence. Beautiful. Nice. We gained a hook, too. That's pretty cool. Nice. Cool. So now we're actually, you know, we actually made some money on that one. Supply tent. Ooh. Baggage train. I don't remember which one we usually do. I'm pretty sure it's the baggage, or the supply tent, because then we could get a quartermaster. However, I'm also thinking the roaring campfire will increase our men-at-arms, right? Yeah. Or captains, max number of regiments, size of the regiments. Yeah, so we need to get the roaring campfire, the proving grounds, and the supply tent. That way we can get the quartermaster and everything like that. Forward scouts, huh? Master at arms. Yeah. Scout for talent. Yeah, there we go. So let's get the roaring campfire first, because that's gonna help increase our captain effectiveness as well. So that's gonna be pretty interesting. Before we leave, however, we do have a roll of patrons that we can ask for shit from. We can ask for gold. He's only got 11. I'd rather get some men-at-arms right off the bat. We got some armored horsemen. It's pretty kick-ass. Lord Elbert, if we ask for gold, he's going to give us 38. What about this guy? What does he have in his army? Nothing. Yeah, I think our best bet is to ask for gold here. And then Lord Robin. He is of House Arryn. As high as honor, eh? And he's only got levies as well. So I think our best bet here would also be... Ah, well, he doesn't have any gold. To rent a captain, to arrange a marriage. Nah. Men-at-arms? Yeah, he increased our armored horsemen. That's fine. That's not bad. I'll take it. Now, there are other jobs to be held out here in the world. I'm thinking we could do protect the innocent. Yeah, for Elbert. Just because we've already worked with him before. But let us customize the route as well. You see, so we can start getting some of these things here. These points of interest, if you will. All right, I'm gonna apply, accept. Ah, a lynx, Sir Eldric the Craven. Our journey is violently interrupted by the sound of tearing flesh and gnashing jaws, and the desperate cries of a man about to meet his end. The noise is so horrific it must have come from the depths of the Seven Hells. Attempting to track the source, we find a desperate knight struggling with a wild lynx. His blade is wedged between the beast's jaws, but his grip is beginning to falter. Help him, Robin. No, this man deserves my help. Only 46%. That's terrible. I beat the lynx, though, so that's cool. Nice. Tip the host. Otho Royce. Oh, he gained a hook on me. Whoops. Bronze Gate. The macabre scarecrow of Runestone. Strolling through the Runestone countryside is not quite the peaceful lark I had imagined. The sky is black with clouds, and the farmland fields are deathly silent. That is, until we hear ear-wrenching wails of agony coming from deep within the fields. As we draw nearer, we find a man strung up on a post as if he were a scarecrow. From his dry lips and pale skin, it is apparent that he has been here for a while, sorry. Some of the members of my entourage implore me to cut him down, but is it really my concern? Yeah, let's show mercy to this creature. The man grovels pitifully at my feet, bloodying the soil with his hands. Soon, members of my entourage hoist him onto his unsteady feet, pleading to hear how he came to be there. Oh, it was me mother, you see. She tells me I'm so slow and useless I'd make for a better scarecrow than a farmhand. So she tied me up. I thought I'd be alright, but it was torture. Intellect is clearly not his strength, but he offers me a small sum of wealth for my assistance regardless. Interesting, interesting. Ooh, Andred the Thoughtless, huh? Dull, stuttering, severely injured, and one-eyed. Alright, come with me. Whatever, dude. We'll see what we can do, I guess. Jesus. I see no reason to compromise. The ins and outs. Good barter for it. Nice. We got some comfortable arrangements. My spot. Move your accursed tent, damn it, Seren. This is my spot, cries Eldrick. Disrupting my evening walk, Seren seems unmoved, simply folding her arms across her chest. It can't be your spot if it's got my tent up on it, now can it? She snarks back. Desperate for a higher authority, Eldrick whirls around to me. Captain Lance, please, I beg of you, discipline this wretch. Figure it out amongst yourselves. I am not... Yeah, I'm not getting in this shit, dude. Captain effectiveness per diplomacy skill. That's awesome. So it's plus 0.5% per diplomacy. So let me do some quick math here. Damn, that increased it by an additional 12%. That's not bad. The fact that I had to pull out my calculator to do that, I'm actually kind of mad at myself. A follower's heart. Ooh, okay. So she... Yeah, she's like, if I can't have you, I'm going to have this lisping acolyte of a man. Sure, I'll help. Time to seize the moment, lads. Beautiful. Anyway, we're going to move on. Travel to accept. I love how we're able to, like, accept, you know, contracts kind of a decent, like, distance away. It's kind of interesting. Fortified knowledge. The high altitude and brisk air of Whitecliff is a very refreshing quality as we traverse the local hill fort. The soldiers in the valley below appear to be practicing some rare type of training technique I haven't seen before. I move in closer, failing to restrain my curiosity. While doing so, I am approached by the local captain, Argos. Would you like to join in, my lord? I am always up for a challenge. Nice, I got rough terrain expert. That's gonna help out when we're in the hills and shit, so that's cool. A balanced approach is best, I believe. Sure. Nice, good old Kyle. Oh, now they're married. Yay, good for y'all. Good job. Kyle gains the honorable. Wow, great job. What the fuck is happening with this horse? Ruin rambling. Scouting out ahead of the camp, I come across a ramshackle collection of traders. They are gathered around some large but old ruined buildings. Yeah, let's try our luck. We found a trinket. Lovely. Alright, seize the moment. Beautiful. Oh, she's got some terrible traits. Alright. We have a long path ahead of us, lady. The Metal Man. The Heartless of House Glovelin. With the sword, I guard the noble. Alright. Honorable empath. Interesting. Empty crates. I gaze down sadly at my meal. A barely ripe apple stands out as the most appealing of the fare. There is no shortage of food at camp, but the variety is lacking. Wilting vegetables we have plenty of, but I could really do with some prime meat. Kyle leaps to his feet, bow in hand, reaching for a quiver. I've had enough of this. These may be Lady Priscilla's lands, but I'm sure she can spare the merest trimmings of their fat. Go fast and go silently. Why am I going to gain stress for this? Oh, potential to gain stress. Nice. She gave us meat, so it doesn't matter. I don't know why we're out here tripping like we're fucking starving. Improve ruler reputation. Fuck yeah. I think I'm going to start knocking out some of these diplomacy jobs here as well. But anyway, we do have a small trinket. Learning +1, prestige plus 0.4 per month. That's not bad. Super cool. Super cool. Oh my god. What is happening? Goldtown is out here fucking going to war. Can I offer military assistance? Nice. Nice. We only have 108 men, which is interesting to say the least. 2 years in the siege? Brother. Hell yeah, dude. We have another 200 men that can join us here. I'd like to think that we were out here, like, in this siege, right? And we're like, man, this is going to take forever. This is going to take absolute ages. And so we sent ravens out to our role of patrons and was like, hey, you know, because of the job we've done together, help me out and, you know, let me, you know, lend me some more troops. And so they did. They sent me another 200 men amongst all of them. Nice. Another diplomacy perk. Ooh, from level of fame. Oh, we definitely need to start working this way as well. But yeah, let's get like groom to rule first, and then we can get benevolent intent. Sorry. Make a request. Start a feast with you as the honorary guest. That's awesome. Hell yeah, dude. We're definitely gonna start making a name of ourselves. Lord Andar issued a contract to join the war against the tyranny of Lord Peter. Interesting. Lord Peter. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I just noticed Lord Peter has a cool cloak on. I want a cool fucking cloak too, man. I could get just some armor cloak. A shoulder cape. Seems a little pretentious, I think. Not really my style. A half cape. Again, not really my style, but I like that it's got the leather on it too, which is pretty cool. So it's like armored, like an armored cloak, but again, not really my thing here. There's just a basic explorer's cloak, a storm cloak. I don't really need the fur cloak, I don't think. I think it looks cool, but it's not, again, it's not really like the vibe we're going for. I mean, it could be, actually, now that I think about it. The traveler's cloak is also cool. Yeah, I think the high winter cloak is actually pretty badass. I like how it's white on the outside, but the violet on the inside. That's pretty cool. Yeah. Actually, now that I think about it, because he is known as the Wolf Slayer, I think that's a perfect addition right there. I think that's pretty kick-ass, man. Finally. Jesus. Another Stand With Us contract. Interesting. Damn. The Vale is just, like, ripe with war. That's crazy. Yeah. Pretty unfortunate, lads. Pretty unfortunate. Only have 8 knights. That's terrible. Yeah, they're all kind of bad. Commanded by ruler. Alright, let's move on. Oh, shit. Oh, so we won. You were not paid? Aw, fuck you. Fucking Grafton. What a dickhead. My men are gonna go unpaid for their service and their bloodshed. That's shit, dude. That's some bullshit. Fucking terrible. Fucking dickheads. Alright. Yeah, I figured it wasn't gonna happen. There we go. I could get some gold out of some people. This fucking guy. She increased our men-at-arms counter as well, so that's pretty cool. Whatever works. Alright, let's go and do diplomacy mission real quick. Bettering the Lord's name. It is no secret that Lord Elbert's reputation isn't all that it could be. Unhappy vassals, worrisome mutterings about tyrannical behavior, a dearth of intangible prestige. All signs that can point towards a shakier grip on power than most lords would like. Paying someone to clear up such misunderstandings won't come cheap, of course. At least, not if I have anything to say about it. Yeah, let's go for a success chance. Oh my god. Lines about legacy. Lord Alfred Tortol of Toll Pass. A lament for the captain. Thanks, buddy. Aww. Oh, Andre the Thoughtless. He died from his wounds. Yeah, that's tough. Follower game's a nickname. Surrender Stranger. Beautiful. 90%. Seize the moment. Beautiful. It's surprising how much a few little words in quiet corners can change a situation. A whisper here, a comment there, an action defended at dinner. It wouldn't have nearly the same meaning coming from a landed magnate, of course. Too much power, too much at stake, too much risk of insincerity. But a humble mercenary stopping at court briefly as he and his band wend their way through the world, well, now that's an entirely different game. Needless to say, Lord Elbert is more than happy with our efforts, and we must be on our way. We've a long path ahead of us. Your glory is widely known, and so it begins, lads. Beautifully done. We are now distinguished, which is pretty cool. Not bad at all. I do believe there's a few more of these that we can knock out before we end today's video. Klamath Keep, Lord Benedict the Brave of Ringstone. Oh, he's a legitimized bastard. That's interesting. Whereas, there's also the Lady of Warwick, Lady Beth. 927 compared to this lord's 907. I would much rather hang out with this lady. Yeah, she has more gold, more men-at-arms, and more prestige. A friendly clamor. It's tough to describe what's so appealingly intimate about the low buzz of a camp settling in for the evening. Maybe it's the heart guffaws of hearty guffaws, I'm pretty sure, of warriors telling dirty jokes, the mixed screams and forced politeness from the barber's tent, or even the humming along to himself as he walks past. All of this forms a quiet, comforting blanket of familiarity. This is my domain, and these are my people. A small kingdom, but one where I know every sight, sound, and soul. Looking immaculate for 10 years. Attraction opinion. Seat at the fire. Leader of the circle. Yeah, a commanding position begets a commanding posture. Nice. +3 diplomacy for 10 years. I'll fucking take it, dude. That's awesome. What the fuck? Treacherous slopes. As we travel through the Crown Crescent, I take in the beautiful view from the mountainside. When I steal my eyes away to focus back on the stony path ahead, I realize we have been surrounded by a group of ruffians. A fearsome man, presumably their leader, steps in front of our caravan. Passing through these mountains will cost you. Don't matter who you are. Anyone passing through my mountains pays. Interesting. Let's talk this through, my friend. Surely you could let us pass. Yeah, see, beautiful. I could have also killed them to make sure that they don't rob anybody else. But I was not keen on slaying men that day, obviously. Anyway, making friends in high places. Lady Beth is a lonely woman in a position of power, making it perversely hard for her to meet people who don't want anything from her. My company is supposed to be different, a chance to make an actual connection. It's not, of course. I want just as much as her, just as much or more than any other hanger-on, but it's a nice fantasy to believe for a while. My followers and I will be gone before she suspects anything. Nice. Yeah, let's remember we're here to earn, lads. Nice, another diplomacy perk too. It's pretty kick-ass. Benevolent intent. Yeah. Scout for talent decision. Can I go ahead and scout for talent? Is that something I can do? Or is I'm not entirely sure. How do I scout for talent? What does that mean? Is it a decision or is it an activity? Oh, no. It's a traveling thing too. That's right. Forgot about that. Never mind. We'll continue on for now. Paid in advance. There's no guarantee that Lady Beth will ultimately even end up giving me the gifts I crave, no matter how well I simper at her feet. It's clear that I must act, applying all the pressure I can to acquire a loan in advance. Then, if she graces me further, I'm laughing, and if not, my efforts are pre-recompensed. By the smith, I will have my money. Beautiful. A dab hand. Impressing Lady Beth feels like a full season's work sometimes. Despite being hardly the world's greatest noble, she has very curious notions about the standards other people should be held to. In situations like these, the safest thing to do is likely to fall back on what I'm best at, to pick something I do well and let my skills shine. Although, for someone as oft erratic as Beth, I could also try to triumph at something thought to be less my bailiwick. Ooh, my diplomacy is obviously cool as fuck, so remain aloof. Gains 10 opinion of me. Nah, let's go for diplomacy. You are suitably impressive. Of course I am. The greats and the good. There are always those at court with more sway than others, and Lady Beth's halls are no different. Some people stride through the corridors, some scuttle to get out of the way. If I really want to make an impression, it couldn't hurt to get one of the local social elites on my side, but who to choose? Maester Norin or Ranella Seasons? See, now Ranella is an actual noblewoman. That's interesting. Yeah, let's go for Ranella. You are drearier than you think. That's fucked. Fuck you, dickheads. I am not. Plenty in common. Look at them. Encourage the friendship. Good for you guys. Overbearing leader. Whoops. Perfect. At 100%, we now seize the moment. Beautiful. Naturally, Lady Beth fell for my charms, for the song of the wilds and the romantic life of a traveling mercenary, just as I knew she would. At last, we make our preparations to leave. Beth sad to see us leave, but glad for the small reprieve our company gave her. Of course, it's not all one-sided. I've earned us a rich payment in gifts and supplies for the company, more than enough to justify our time spent tarrying here. She only gave us 19. What do you mean? I did gain some prestige, though, so at least there's that. Alright, on our way. An architect drawing. Sure, I'll take one. Oh shit, we actually got fat money. Of travels to come. Oh no. He is a wise man. Sure, he's gonna join us. He also got a haircut. That's awesome. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Crimes of passion. Rounding a little cluster of tents as I leave the barber's tent, I come across a gaggle of followers having dinner around a small hearth. Curiously, both Seren and Simon are amongst them, neither of whom particularly enjoy one another's company. Before I have time to ponder such a strange quirk of seating, Simon mutters something inaudible, only for the whisper to send Seren into a blind rage, with a flash a weapon is drawn and blood about to be spilled. Why not settle this in a proper duel? Fuck, she killed him! Oh shit! Oh shit, that was the wise man we just had join. Seren, you're a mad woman. Join my side in my wars, House Peak. Out here warring against Lady Liara. Ooh, of Whitegrove, hey? Interesting. Let me see what I can do for you, my lord. Let me see if I can't get some more men-at-arms. Beautiful. Men-at-arms? Aw, a shame. Lady Jessamine, please, men-at-arms. What about some gold? Beautiful. Thank you. I've got money now, lads. I've got fat fucking money. I could either pay to increase my men-at-arms, because I could create a regiment. I can't get the good shit, the winged knights, obviously. That'd be fucking cool. I can get some bloody guard, though. 35 and 41, 35 and 47. So they're only slightly better. We can get scorpions, light footmen, some parkmen. Interesting. I think I'm going to hold off for now. And I'm going to use my money to increase our pavilion so that we can build more shit over here. I accept. Raise our armies, lads, and I shall lead them. Why? Because I'm a badass. My contribution has to be like 100 though, or some such shit. That's pretty interesting. Alright, let's move on, and we're gonna join the armies of House Peak. Ooh, actually. Let's go, like, this way. Oh, shit. Lord Reynard has joined in. Oh, shit. Of Black Sound. There's a lot of enemies. And the Tarleys as well. God, these peaks. Not peak at all. Not very peak at all, indeed. Oh, they're gonna get crushed by the Tarleys. And I'm gonna foolishly rush in at them. Well, that's tough. That kind of sucks. Not gonna lie. But yeah, that was pretty interesting. Not bad. I would like to move a bit closer to some cities. Actually, you know what? Let us actually go to the city of Goldtown. We don't have much money, but we have money. You know what I'm saying? Because then we can stop inside the city and buy some artifacts. Nice. So we found some pretty decent artifacts. There's a Lower Valeman crown, which I have on, which I think is pretty interesting. Some flexible mail, the architect's drawing, the trinket that we found, and then this infantryman spear. Prowess +3, captain effectiveness +14%. It's not bad. I'll definitely take it. So at least we have a spear equipped, because I chose the spear and shield as our thing. I think that's going to be pretty interesting, honestly. But I don't think there's any major decisions that we can do. Yeah, definitely not bad. I also paid to get another captain in here. He's good. My second is Simon. He's still kind of the best option here. Robin the Shy. Appoint. Oh, cancel. Okay. Appoint. There we go. Caravan Master Serene, or Seren. And then Sir Eldrick the Craven can be my stooge. He is a Craven after all. So now he's my stooge as well. Eldrick Malin. I don't know what he does. What does my stooge do? Unlocks special options and events. Unlocks the humiliate stooge decision. I'm not gonna do that. That's kind of shitty. That's that sucks. So everybody's pretty good at their jobs, but nobody's like great. You know what I'm saying? Which honestly makes sense. I'm really not worried about it. I'm also broke as fuck, so we definitely need to get some jobs done. So I'm gonna blast through some of these martial duties. Ooh, Alaric the Compassionate. Oh lord. Nice. One down. A dragon. I saw a dragon. It gets me every time. I love seeing that one pop up. Alright, select travel option, scout for talent. There we go. I'm not hiring anybody. Bring medical equipment. That's pretty cool. Cultural ambassador. Make haste! That's pretty cool. I didn't realize there were all these additional options. But anyway, let's customize our route too, you know? So we're coming from Goldtown. Let's stop by the Red Fort. And from the Red Fort, let's go to the Bloody Gate. We're just going to make the rounds. Yeah, that's a good area right there. I'm going to apply that. Awakening. Oswin. It is nightfall, and a man is hard at work when we arrive at the cereal field south of Old Book. He appears to be flattening crops, Jesus, at rapid pace, using a large flat piece of wood and heavy stones. I frown as I watch the man performing his labor, then inquire as to what exactly he is up to. He winces, then starts on a long rant about we all need to wake up and meet our true masters instead of hiding behind the false faith of the 7 teachings. Alright. I'm just gonna back away slowly. Nice. A study in martial. I wouldn't mind some sparring. Sure. Nice. Available perks. Heralding. Guest of honor. Beautiful. Alright, let us do this fast. That may have been a mistake, because now we only have 69%. And while that's pretty nice, it's not quite what we need. There we go. Let's execute with confidence. 69%. Nice. Good job. Ooh. To the benevolent Captain Lance, it would be an honor if you joined my side in my wars. House Torrent. Beware the deep. He's currently winning a war, too. He's got a lot of mercenaries on his side. Lordship of Little Sister, eh? I accept. Raise my armies. And let us be about, lads. There is war afoot. I want to go straight for this enemy army. Yeah, because they're going to win. No, they're going to win. Why did they offer to pay me, you bastards? God, you suck. He only gave me 20 coins instead of 50, but still, I guess it's fucking fine. What silliness. Alright, that guy does not like me. Keep asking for shit from him. Nice. Nice. Big money. Big money. Alright, let's get the supply tent so we can get our quartermaster. And then I'm thinking some decisions, some contracts. Humiliate the stooge. Peruse the artifacts market. Magnificent crown. Magister Durellin's warhammer. That's interesting. Silver Valyrian bastard sword. That's crazy. 3150. That's a shame. I'm broke. Yeah, Valyrian steel bastard sword, huh? That's crazy. You could just purchase a random ass Valyrian steel sword. That's actually pretty cool. Not bad. Oh, new Lord Commander on the wall. Interesting. Alright, I think we're going to make our way over to the Eyrie of the Vale. Will we make it that far? No, we will starve before we get there. But we can make our way over there. Being like City of Finchwick. Yeah, we'll be hungry by the time we get there. What the duck? That's a good omen. Cutting rations. Stop fretting. It's gonna be fine. Buy yourself something tasty in the next town. And look at that. We made it already. Damn, it's been 10 years. We played this game for 10 years already. That's nutsos. Ooh, some diplomatic dealings. Nice. The town crier has us in some good hands. Regale the court. And then regale the court again. That's cool. Of Lord Roderick Top. 128 gold and 1,300 levies. That's cool. Whereas over here, he has 92 gold and 1,200 levies. But some armored footmen as well. We're already here. We might as well. Alright. Let us do a balanced approach and get on with our task. Nice. I love how our diplomacy is just great. Dinner at Lord Lynn's court is an ideal time to impress his courtiers with my dashing escapades. The happier they are, the fatter my purse is likely to be. Of course, this calls less for subtle wit and more for stories of grand endeavors, replete with heroisms and villainy, accurately or otherwise. Yeah, I think I know a few such tales. My deeds are charming. Beautiful. Seize the moment. Beautifully done. I love it. Love to see it. Nice. I think we're gonna start by... Oh wait, actually I don't have that much money. Shit. Spearmen and heavy infantry, and then archers. Yeah, let's get diligent menders. That's gonna help out, for sure. Oh my, who is that? Ed Murray. The potential match. I'm intently observing the minx sitting herself down at the nearby table. The tavern owner called her Ed Murray, didn't he? She looks puzzled as I approach her, possibly because my internal turmoil is clear as the day on my face. Why would this bother me? I'm Captain Lance, damn it. Yeah, I'll just offer to buy her a drink. Now there are some martial duties. Instructor of knights. We can try our hand at that. We'll see what happens. Scout for talent, a willing follower. Para. Pay her to join my camp? I'll pay her in food and clothes. No, I will not desecrate the dead. I think not. Instructor of Knights. Alright, let me see those men. Nice. And a new diplomacy perk. That's cool. Do you know who I am? Yeah, make a request acceptance from level of fame plus 20%. That's awesome. Cool. Very cool. Alright. Where did the thing go? It disappeared. Oh no. I don't know what happened, but the thing went away. I might have fucked this. Feels bad, man. Feels pretty bad. Alright, we're gonna travel to accept one more job. Bound together. Edmure and Owen. I permit it. Good for y'all. It's funny because I was in Transpire, but she didn't want anything to do with me. And then she comes in, she joins the camp, and then meets with Owen. And immediately falls in love. So good for them. At least they're married. You know, that's pretty cool. Aw, the scheme ended. He died. Fuck. That's trash. Alrighty, lads. Whatever. But either way, we are here now, within the lands of the Vale, within the upper Vale, now that it is, or the mountain part of the Mountain Vale. But a pretty interesting journey so far. We're only 31 years of age. We have not found our spouse-to-be just yet. But we are known as the Wolf Slayer, which I think is actually pretty cool. So, if you have not already gathered, there is no plan. There is no vision. There is no path that I am planning on taking with this adventure. This is us out here charting our own course, following the Silver Star of House Castlyne. Our destiny lies above, and we're simply following the star. Like, that is it. So whatever happens, happens. I'm not trying to challenge anything or change anything. Right now, I think our path keeps us in the Vale for now, but I would love to like make our way out and see like Casterly Rock, see High Garden, Old Town, into the Stormlands even, and then obviously try and rub elbows with the royal family. King Darren is a fucking skeleton, man. Prince Baelor Breakspear. Oh yeah, that's right, he died. That's part of the bookmark. I forgot. I forgot about that. Yeah, Prince Vala. Married a Tiroshi woman. That's interesting. Yeah, very interesting. But yeah, I would love to be able to, you know, rub elbows with the nobility and the royal family and shit like that. Come down here and, the goal, I think, something that would be pretty interesting, is to come down here and try and, you know, find a knight to join us from every region of the Seven Kingdoms, the North, the Riverlands, the Westerlands, etc., etc. I think that'd be really, really cool. Even if we could entice one of the Targaryens to join us as a knight during our adventures, I think that'd be really, really kick-ass. But we will leave that for the next episode, lads. I am very, very happy to be back playing Crusader Kings, a Game of Thrones mod. And I hope you guys are as well, because I have truly missed this game. But until next time, lads, always, always, always remember, honor in service, glory in sacrifice, and destiny above. And I, Captain Lance the Wolf Slayer of House Castlyne, Captain of the Knights of Destiny, will see you in the battles ahead. Goodbye, my friends.